Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a product comparison foundations of the L'Oreal True Match Lumi from the drugstore. Healthy Luminous Makeup it's called. I have it in the shade W3 Nude Beige and the YSL Touche Eclat. And I have it in B30. Now keep in mind these colors may not be exactly identical, but what I'm going to do is apply one half of my face with one and half of my face with the other. I have two clean foundation brushes. And I'm using the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. I already applied that on my face. I did my eyes and brows. So I'm going to give the high-end version a try on my really heavy acne side, and I'm going to give the drugstore version the clean side to try. I don't expect any foundation to completely take care of this. Like, I know it's going to take concealer and stuff, but I like that both of these have a pump. The price difference is $40, so I believe the True Match is around $10. It might be $12 or $9 depending on where you go, but we'll say $10. And the YSL one is $57, so $47 difference, pretty substantial. So this is the Touche Eclat, and it has a great pump. I'm just going to pump a little bit on my hand. Got my mirror ready. And they both give a luminous finish. Keep in mind that I have been self-tanning, so the color is a little light on me right now. But I'm just taking a Jessup foundation brush and blending it in. I did use the Bobbi Brown corrector in Peach on my under eyes to correct those dark circles. And I do intend on using a concealer on top of this foundation under my eyes and on the acne spots. But there is one layer of the YSL Touche Eclat in B30. I'm taking it down my neck. This is a little bit lighter. I probably could go up one shade in this line right now because of the self-tanner. But I think it looks really dewy and glowy. Can you see the dew? Alright, so now we are going to try the drugstore version. This is the True Match and making its own pile here on my hand. Now I can tell just by looking at the color of the foundation on my hand, this is a darker color. So I'm going to look a little nuts today with foundation on each side of my face. Different color, but that's alright. We'll make it work. Okay, so now I'm going to try with a clean foundation brush. This one is the Real Techniques brush. I think it's called the buffing brush. And I'm blending that in.
Round two, I'm taking the YSL foundation using the same brush that I used initially, and I am just going to buff that into my face as a second layer to see if it gets cakey or builds to a nice full coverage. Now I'm going to switch to the other foundation by L'Oreal, and switching the brush to the Real Techniques one, I'm going to buff that into my face using the same technique and just building that second layer. I'm just dabbing, I'm only using about half as much of the foundation as I did the first layer. I'm just kind of buffing all over with the second layer. I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Medium Light Neutral, and I'm just pressing that in with my fingers under my eyes. And then I'm going to go ahead and set it with a powder, and the powder I'm using today is the Maybelline Dream Wonder powder. I didn't want to use a lot of concealer because I already did the Bobbi Brown Peach colored corrector under my eyes, so the blue on the under eye circles has gone away, but I just needed a little bit extra coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and set it with that concealer, and then, like I said, I use a powder on top of it to set it. I didn't set my entire face. I merely used it to make sure my under eye concealer didn't crease. I wanted you to be able to see the glow, so I'll give you the extreme close-up so you can see that in just a second. But after I just gave it a little bit of dotting of that powder everywhere, I'm using the Crown bronzer by Crown Brushes, just a medium matte bronzer, and I'm just dusting that all over the contours of the face and a little bit on the hairline. Now I'm applying some highlighter, just a little bit right on the tops of the cheekbones and a little bit down the center of the face. I still wanted you to be able to see the natural sheen of the foundation with the highlighter intact, so I just did a light dusting. And this is the Tarte blush in Exposed, just for a nice soft pink look. I wanted to make the two sides as similar as possible because, like I said, I am wearing two different foundations. This is the Stila liquid lipstick, the Stay All Day, in the famous shade Patina. So I'm just applying that to finish off my makeup. Okay, so here is the embarrassing close-up. I really want you to focus on the dewiness and the glow that each side gives me, and see if you can tell a difference, that one side of my face is more dewy or glowy than the other. I really personally cannot see the difference, so I hope that that is clear in this video. It did get a little cakey with 2 layers, but not too bad.
Okay, so I finished applying both sides of the face and I did the rest of my makeup. So what I'm going to do is just do whatever I've got to do, and I'll come back in a little bit and let you know how each side is holding up. I think you can judge for yourself so far. They seem to be pretty equal. Maybe the L'Oreal's a little bit darker and the YSL might be a little bit lighter in shade, but they apply basically the same, very luminous, and I wouldn't recommend either if you have oily skin. I'm dry, so I can kind of pull it off, but you notice that dewy glow that you get with them. So anyway, I'll be back in a little bit and let you guys know how they hold up throughout the day. Okay guys, it has been 8 hours, so I have to say both sides held up about the same, honestly. I notice I'm shiny, but I guess that's the foundation, the dewiness that it's supposed to have. But I say that they held up the same. I mean, you can see it start to break down. But like I said, 8 hours, I expect that with almost any foundation, especially one that doesn't claim to be long lasting. So overall, I have to say it. These are a dupe. They are totally a dupe. And I've used about half on each of them over the last year or so, so I feel like I've gotten a good chance to try them out. And I really do believe these are drugstore and a high-end dupe. So you could save yourself 40 to 50 bucks by purchasing the L'Oreal version instead of the YSL one. I will say I use them both, and not necessarily on their own, but I'll use them and I'll put a pump of this in with a mattifying foundation if I need a little bit of a dewy finish. Let's say I'm having a dry skin day, like my skin feels really dry and I want to use my matte foundation, but just a little too matte and it might show and like cling to my dry patches. I'll take a pump of one of these, which has like a luminosity to it, illuminating effect, and I'll add that to a matte primer, matte foundation, and mix them together, and they make like the perfect satin finish, you know, right in between dewy and matte. So I hope you guys found this review helpful, and I like to tell you when things are worth the money and when they're not. YSL, not really. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and let me know what products you want me to put head to head in the future. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.